You have not failed this city. My name is Oliver Queen. But you knew that. After 5 years away, I came home with only one goal. I wanted to save my city. Along the way, I gained a brother. I saw people that I have known my entire life become superheroes. And I fell in love. But I lost people. Forever. The person that I was and the persona that I created, he failed. But Star City, not Starling City, Star City still needs saving. And all of you can bet your last dollar that me and my team will bust our asses trying to save it or breathe our last breaths trying. All of you have come with us this far, and I would ask you to come just a little bit further with the green arrow.
Please welcome BuzzFeed's Jarrett Weiselman, who will take us through some pointed conversations with the Arrow cast and producers.
Hi guys, how are you? I am so excited to be here that I'm dropping water because I am such a huge fan of the first show we have coming up tonight. Do we have other Arrow fans in Hall H right now? I think she's a fan. Anything to meet Ian Somerhalder, I swear. Okay, keep that applause going. We are gonna bring out the men and women behind Arrow right now. First up, Chief Creative Officer for DC Entertainment, Jeff Johns. Next up, Executive Producer Greg Berlanti. Star Paul Blackthorne. Star David Ramsey. A little lady by the name of Emily Bett Rickards. Oliver Queen himself, Stephen Amell. Give it up for Katie Cassidy. Keep it going, Willa Holland. Perhaps he's reformed, we don't know, John Barrowman. Next we have Executive Producer Wendy Mursal. Executive Producer Mark Guggenheim. And last but by no means least, Executive Producer Andrew Kreisberg. Guys, give it up for Team Arrow. All right, we're gonna jump right into this because time is limited and we have to talk about that suit, Stephen. That new suit is bomb. It is amazing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that was not, I forget. How does it compare to the other suits you've worn?
Well, first of all, we need to give credit to Maya Maney. I may have pronounced her last name wrong. M-A-N-I. Sorry. But she has made every single suit on our show since the original Arrow costume. And she's up in Vancouver right now. I hope she gets to see this. She's done such a bang-up job. Everything that the producers, the creators, the writers, me, John asked her to do for the suit, she did it and she nailed it. Do you guys like it? Good.
But I would love to know, because it seems like he's battle ready. I mean, Berlanti, how does the suit factor into season 4?
Well, I think we've sort of always said that the progression for Oliver is very much from the Arrow to Green Arrow, and this is the first real step in that direction. I think it's it expresses sort of who he's going to become more than necessarily who he's been on the series.
So, Andrew, I mean, if you could sort of expand upon that, how does that play into the tone of the new season?
I think, the show isn't going to suddenly become a comedy. I think that there's there's certainly at the end of that clip, you saw Oliver driving off into the sunset. So when the season starts, he's in a much better place. He's happy. He's in love. I think that feeling kind of infuses all the characters, and there's a little bit more fun this year, a little bit more humor, but it still takes place on rooftops and still shooting arrows and still takes place in the rain. And
Wendy, I mean, in the writer's room, what is getting you guys excited about that new sort of phase that Andrew was talking about?
Well, we actually get to have Oliver make some jokes in the lair, which is a first for so that's really fun. And it's been, as Greg was saying, part of Oliver's evolution and part of the journey of his character, to see him in love and see what it's like for him to be in a relationship and also be working with someone who's part of his superhero mission.
Absolutely. It was announced the other day, Jeff, that Damien Dark is going to be a part of the new season. Very exciting. What can you tell us about bringing in this new comic book character to the world of Arrow?
I really started with, I think, a conversation with Mark about what villains would come into Arrow, and there's a big one coming. Another big one coming beyond Damien Dark, but Damien Dark's a villain from the Titans, and he's got a big crew behind him. But there's a lot of, in Arrow, there's a lot of characters coming up that people won't really guess that are going to come from the DC universe that'll appear soon.
Mark, do you want to add anything to that?
Anything to...
Anything to talking about perhaps these new characters
Oh,
that
the new
might be coming
characters.
in?
Well,
perhaps.
we've got a few. We've got a gentleman who will be joining Damien. Batman fans know him as Anarchy, which we're really excited about. And, one of the things that we like to do on Arrow is tell the secret origins of various characters. You got to see how... Roy Harper became Arsenal. You got to see how Laurel became the Black Canary. Thea became Speedy. This year, we want to introduce a new character to the, Arrow, show, Mr. Terrific.
Ooh. Anything that you can tell us beyond the name coming into the world, writers?
He's going to work with Felicity, be a good friend of hers. We're often asked about when we're going to add another LGBT character to the show, and our version of Mr. Terrific happens to be gay. For anyone that cares about that kind of stuff.
I love it. Mark was talking a little bit about sort of everyone's evolutions, and Katie, this was a huge year for you on the show. We saw her go from the darkest she's ever been to outfitted in some badass leather. I mean, what excited you about finally getting to put on that suit after 3 years?
Everything? I mean... Whoa.
The PA system is super excited about it, too.
Yeah.
Holy
Sick. So I got the, everyone agrees, I guess. I don't know what that means. I'm really excited. I've obviously, I feel like it's been a long time coming, but it absolutely was worth the wait, and I think it was great. The way the writers took the character and the way they wrote for me was fantastic, and it just made it that much more legitimate and that much more realistic and made me that much more excited about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that were a long time coming, Willa, may I officially call you Speedy now?
You may. That's the first time I've ever seen a shot of me in the outfit, actually. It's right there.
It's a good look.
I'm staring at it, and I can't keep my eyes off of that. Why isn't it on my body right now?
When it sort of came down that you would be getting in the suit for real, for good, what excited you about this next phase in Thea's life?
Again, like Katie said, absolutely everything. But just being able to do justice to the origin story of a female character going from, troubles to being lied to trying to grow up, get her stuff together, failing at it a little bit, then being lied to a bit more here and there, having her father come into her life, maybe think it's gonna be okay, then it fails some more, and then, she gets lied to again, and there's just all this stuff she goes through. But normally when you see that on television or film, it's usually a woman who doesn't really come back up from that. So it's been absolutely a beyond honor to play a strong female character who's come out the other side and is in some red clouded leather. It's been absolutely the greatest thing that's ever happened in my life, and I had tears of joy when I tried on the outfit for the first time, guys.
That's my girl.
Yeah. Daddy is proud.
I think it's very understandable. If we're talking about costumes, there was a moment towards the end of last season when I pretty much fell out of my chair, and I think that was when Felicity landed in the Atom suit.
Oh,
Did not see it. Emily, what was it like being in that suit?
Well, I'll tell you a little secret that's not so much a secret. I only wore the upper half of the suit. It was actually Brandon's suit. I was wearing a lot of hockey pads underneath, as well as a men's shorts leotard on an apple box. And the turnaround shot, when Steven is smiling lovingly into my eyes, he's actually looking at a 6'4" stuntman named Mike, who is gorgeous, but
He is.
he's a handsome fellow. But I was behind the screens going, Oliver, and he's just right into Mike's eyes, and that was probably priceless for
That's
me.
amazing.
Wearing that suit was awesome. He's got a lot of, not weight, I would say, but it's stiff. I mean, it's an awesome suit, but he's got an attitude like I've never seen. That guy is always positive, and he's wearing that suit with that cowl. But super cool.
I love it. Speaking of cows, John, are you going to be officially ditching the hoods for long, lengthy robes now that you are Raz?
I don't know, but I got the ring. I don't really know if I'll be ditching the the hood for the robes. That's what I think is exciting about being part of this show. And these guys know, as do my fellow actors on the show, they know I don't like to know what's going to happen too far ahead. I like to be surprised because I'm a big nerd and geek myself, and I get the scripts and go, "Oh, are you kidding?" It's totally awesome. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. Obviously I do know some things, but we'll see. Am I going to keep the hood, or am I going to keep the long cape, the drapes?
You're going to keep the long cape, but you're going to get back into the hood for episode 3.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
And will I wear this is the thing, will I wear the ring?
Yeah, that's the.
Just anytime.
So long as you're Ra's al Ghul, you can
Thank
wear
you
the
very
ring.
much.
It's the badge of office.
I'm so glad I had this one made for myself.
I love that.
I totally did.
You're never getting it back.
If we're talking about ditching stuff, I know you guys go back to work officially on Monday. David, are they going to make you shave? You got a little hiatus scruff happening? What's that about?
Yeah, you guys like the scruff?
I like the scruff. Hey, Emily, do you like the scruff?
I like the scruff.
I like the
I'd
scruff.
say keep the scruff.
He'll be shaven.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I know, right? That's the setup. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep the scruff because I don't know if it'll go well with my new helmet.
Check it out. Diggle has officially gotten a costume.
Ew!
Yeah. It's called Black Driver.
Do you know what we heard today? Sorry to interrupt, but I have to say.
Never gets old, does it? Never gets old.
Dolliver.
I know, I'm really excited about
Dolliver.
The bromance.
Never before has a boy wanted more.
That Dolliver.
You will
Mark, what made this the right time to get Diggle in a uniform like that?
Well, one of the things that we started to feel last year, and we've addressed this on the show, is Diggle's got a wife, he's got a daughter, and if he's going out there surrounded by people in masks and he's, John Diggle, it's not the greatest idea on his part. So I think Oliver's advice last year to, dude, cover up your face a bit was well taken.
That and David said he would kill us if we didn't give him a costume this year.
Yeah, I did say that.
So then everyone on the stage now, Felicity borrows hers, but Paul, I feel like we got to get you in some sort of leather spandex number.
I have this really nice suit. It's a gray suit, and I got a white shirt and a stripy tie this year. What about that for my outfit? Superhero stuff. Yeah, I'm still going to regular costume fittings myself, but that's okay. Lance hasn't quite
I have
got
a
to
better
superhero
idea.
status yet. I don't know if that's really on the cards, but we shall see.
Yellow spandex.
Well, let me ask, there was sort of his loyalties to Oliver over the last season really changed a lot. He was opposed, now he's on. Do you officially consider yourself part of Team Arrow now?
Well, I don't know if he would have officially ever considered himself part of Team Arrow, just for himself. But I don't know, it's sort of been, the last 5 months has obviously been Team minus Arrow. And Lance has had to reconcile with this idea of this new bunch walking around with just this kind of sulking leader. You just seem to be sulking a lot in this, about this whole thing, don't you?
I do sulk a lot, but I look good.
He does look good when he sulks. He kind of pouts a bit as well.
Well, and the new outfit looks nice. It helps.
Yeah.
It helps.
Hey, Paul, do you want to join the league?
Say again?
I got a job for you at the league if you want one.
Would you mind? Thank you.
Don't
Has he got a
you
nice
dare.
outfit I can borrow with it?
Yeah, I got a couple outfits in my closet. You can
Daddy
pass me.
don't.
Thank you, darling.
Daddy
I'm
don't.
there.
So we're going to open it up to your questions in a minute. I think there's a line and a mic. But before I do, Stephen and Emily, congratulations are in order. Elicity was crowned Ship of the Year, I believe, at the MTV Fandom Awards, which means you guys voted that for them. Stephen, what does it mean to have this partnership recognized so intensely by the fans that they voted it over every other relationship on television?
Well, first of all, it means that we've been around for a while. We're going into our 4th season, and in this day and age, that's rarefied air. It's not supernatural air, but it's rarefied air, and there have been a ton of different elements that people have had the opportunity and the time to become passionate about. So the fact that so many of you reached out and made this happen for Emily and myself and the show, it really does mean a lot. Like, not quite an Emmy, but it means a lot.
What about for you, Emily?
What does it mean for me? Well, let me tell you. This is really cool. We are going into our 4th season, and I've said this before, that passion feeds passion, and getting to come here, which we do get to do every year, and it also has started to unite us as well, because it's always the start of our season, and coming into something like that, when you see the passion that you guys have fed into, and you guys are the best fandom, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes it's hard to articulate or respond because it seems a little estranged or distant, and then we get here, and this love is so apparent, and we want to express, all of us want to express that we just love you guys too. And that's what we appreciate. We appreciate that you guys are having us. So thank you.
I love it. All right, they have a jam-packed night here at Warner Brothers, but let's get a couple of questions in. Do we have one ready to go? Oh, it's over there. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you periscoping?
Nope, the picture.
I feel like you could be. No?
What's your question?
I actually was the first question on this panel last year, and I asked Stephen Amell a question. I didn't like my answer, so I'm going to ask it again.
Okay.
It's not a good setup to get a better answer, by the way, but okay.
It's been bothering me for a year, so I thought I'd ask it.
You know what the definition of insanity is, right?
Close to that.
Okay, what's your question?
Well, I know Oliver Queen's super serious on the show, so is he going to become a little more silly, sarcastic, like the Green Arrow in the comics?
I mean, I did just ask everyone to follow the Green Arrow. So I think that we are going to move in a more Green Arrow-y direction.
In a more green direction.
If you're here next year, by the way, I'm going to be super mad.
You better be first in line.
It's tradition now. Thanks a lot. Next question?
I don't know if you remember me, but
You traveled all the way
Yeah,
from
you-
the Emirates in the
Like
last
2 days ago,
24
right?
hours to come and see us, didn't you?
exactly.
Yep, I remember you.
Thank you so much. I do remember. So David Ramsey created a problem at Comic-Con. You have sold out all the Green Lantern comic books because they say you're the next Lantern. And then, Oliver, are you going to be a billionaire again? Or are you still, you know?
We're broke, okay? You can put it politely.
That's a universal symbol for broke. Clearly.
I'll go one better. I have a sugar mama.
Oh, he's right. He does.
It's true.
That's pretty
Came way
awesome.
too naturally.
Hi, I just want to say I love you guys and I love the show so much. My question, mainly for the actors, was there ever a scenario where you had to be your character in real life, even for a short time, just to, conquer anything?
I hope not.
Anyone?
Did we ever? Did anybody? Has anyone ever done?
I once got mad at a guy at a hockey game, and he started talking back to me, and some guy yelled out from behind, "Hey, that's the Green Arrow." And I looked at the guy, and I was like, "Yeah, I am."
The first time ever Katie Lotz came over to my apartment in Vancouver, I was trying to figure out how, I couldn't find my Apple TV remote because it's like the size of this and looks like a spoon. So I was like looking around my kitchen, like, where is it? And she's like, well, you could just put it on your phone. I was like, yeah, of course I know that. I knew that. And I had to pretend like I had it. And I was like, Felicity, get the fuck in here. So.
I love you. I think we have time for one more question.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Team Arrow, you have definitely not failed this city. So my question goes up to the panel for you guys. What character dynamic relationship between all of you will be contrasted, like in how heavy it would hit each other within you guys, like as in just relay as in like your own personality towards each other, I guess.
What?
It's a trio.
Wait, what?
I want to trick you guys.
Say it again.
Basically,
more concise.
Okay.
Say that again.
You got it.
Basically, what's your main deal in your dynamic next season that we can look forward to and as in within each other's characters?
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Okay,
Almost.
I got that.
Okay.
I got that. Yeah, I got that. Got that.
We're getting closer.
Is it more?
I know.
Is it more family oriented? Am I
this evening?
shooting the bullet here on reading the? I've read the first 2 episodes. Is it
No.
more of a family orientation? I'm kind of looking at you, but I don't really know if you know the answer. To be totally honest.
I like when you look at me.
I just love looking in your eyes, John.
I would love to see more of the sparring. If I'm just honest, I'd love to see more sparring between Malcolm and Felicity, because there's some of the stuff that we got to do in the last season. It was quite fun to have that and to see her kind of stand up and when she was giving the orders and Malcolm was going like, okay, I'll go and do that now.
I also
it was
think-
kind of cool. Strong female roles are totally awesome. They're just awesome.
We love the strong female roles.
I know you girls
Ladies,
do.
you know?
There also there's no one on the panel within the regulars of the series that are in any way being kept in the dark or think that Oliver Queen is just Oliver Queen or that
Finally.
Sarah Lance is just Sarah Lance. So everyone knows everyone's business, and that leads to I think some new interactions that we'll get this year, like Malcolm and Felicity, and like Laurel and Thea a little bit more, and all of this good stuff. It's the new stuff in a 4th season is good.
Nice. Well, I can't think of a better place to say thank you to Team Arrow for being here with us tonight. Give it up for them, guys. Thank you so much, and everybody stay where you are. There's a lot more coming your way.
It's like the long walk. All right, we're gonna do everyone quick. Also, executive producer, Mr. Danny Cannon. You know him as Detective Jim Gordon, and you're going to know a lot more this season, Mr. Ben McKenzie. Please welcome Ms. Morena Bracken. And of course, Detective Gordon's partner of a sort, Mr. Donal Logue. You know, if we're going to talk about umbrellas, we might as well bring out the man himself, Mr. Robin Lord Taylor. Mr. Sean Pertwee, otherwise known as Alfred. Celia, Carmen Baccarin. Hello? Camren. And of course, the young Mr. Bruce. David? She's here, Erin Rickards. Mr. Cory Michael Smith. Please welcome also executive producer Mr. John Stevens, and again, Mr. Jeff Jones, also executive producer. Well, this, I guess, is the mega cast for the mega panel, so I guess we'll start off right away. Bruno, we just saw the rise of the villains. So what are we going to see in season 2, guys?
Season 1 was very much about old school Gotham, about Gotham in its early days. The mafia, that old school kind of crime. This season, as it says, it's the rise of the villains. There's a new breed of villain. Crime is getting more theatrical, more grotesque. The stories are becoming larger and more epic as the city starts to decline into chaos. So this season is bigger, more colorful, more intense, more exciting. More.
Well, we have some of the villains of a sort here on stage. And of course, we have one villain in particular, Selena, who seems to be struggling a little bit between if she is a villain or not.
Well, that's life as a teenager, isn't it?
It's been a long time for me, brother. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot longer.
What has it been like for you?
Oh, it's been great. I love playing the character. I love everything about it. And I'm excited for what's going to happen this season because she's going to be trying to figure out where she stands, whether she's a bad guy or a good guy. And I get to see a big part of her background. So I'm really excited about that.
Jeff, I wanted to ask you, I mean, you know, the Batman story is so well established. I mean, I think besides Sherlock Holmes, he's the other great detective. So in many ways, what were some of the concerns and challenges of bringing this, I guess, backstory or prequel? And what do we call it, Bruno?
Well, first off, he's better than Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
But honestly, it goes back to Bruno and what Bruno's vision for Gotham was. I mean, it started with Bruno, so really finding someone, you know, all these characters, whether it's Batman or anybody, it all starts with the writer, the showrunner, and Bruno had a very specific vision for Gotham. So I'll never forget when he pitched that first scene that Selena witnessed the murder of Bruce Wayne's parents, and that to me, right away, I knew, oh, he's got a vision, he's got a perspective, he's going to add new things that you don't think people could add to this mythology anymore. There's more stories told about Batman than any other character ever. And yeah, that's cool. and you need someone like Bruno to really give it a spin, and then Danny Cannon to realize it, and this amazing cast to bring their own takes on all these characters.
We have dogs barking in agreement. That sounds like Gotham City out there. You know, one of the things, of course, is we've seen throughout this season, and we saw in the season finale, is if you call season 2 the rise of villains, another part of it is the rise of Jim Gordon.
Yes.
So Ben, I wanted to know for you, coming through this first season, you guys are now, it's a whole new ball game for you, for both of you guys, I suppose, the great police of Gotham City.
That's right. Yeah, as the villains rise, there's an arms race, and the good guys have to increase their force as well. And I think there'll be new heroes introduced on the good guys' side, and they'll have to band together and fight the rise of the villains. So it's a pretty exciting time.
What is it like for, the relationship between the two of you guys was so vital to kind of establishing the tone in many ways outside of young Master Bruce and the backstory we all know. How would you think that relationship between the two of them has changed now?
I think it's, grown more complex. The two of them understand each other better, and Harvey has taught Jim a lot of things about how the city actually works. I think there's a mutual respect, and I imagine a partnership for years to come, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's interesting because I don't know that much more than the audience really knows about what's going down, but I have a feeling that, Jim Gordon reinvigorated Harvey Bullock. It kind of woke up this thing that had been idealistic in him years ago, but at the end of season 1 with the kind of rising tide of anarchy, I think Harvey Bullock's just really, like I look right now, old and tired and beaten. And it really feels like it's this senseless, quixotic task that you have this tide of just so many bad things coming and you're just standing there with spoons in your hand and you can't fight back. So I think at this stage when we find Harvey in season 2, he might be beaten down. He might be a little less idealistic than Jim Gordon about our chances to stem the tide of the bad that is coming.
Erin, the first season saw emphasize a lot from the very beginning the relationship between you and Jim, but now there's another woman in Jim's life. I wanted to get a sense from you guys about how that relationship is and how it's changed.
My relationship with Jim, or?
Bizarrely enough, I can't hear you down here.
That's louder than I thought it was going to be. So, I mean, the relationship between me and Jim has obviously changed quite a lot because I killed my parents and, and he's a police officer. So, it's strained to say the least.
Do you think that the way the character, the way that she's developed, do you think that we're going to see more of a change from her? Or I guess maybe I should ask Bruno and Danny, what are we going to see happen?
She's not going to get less crazy, is she? No?
No. She's the crazy ex-girlfriend from hell, but she also becomes a woman in full in her own right. It's a story of insanity, but it's also a story of fulfillment and fulfilling your potential. It's just crazy potential.
To talk a little bit about fulfillment, let's talk about Alfred and Bruce. We saw, obviously, the first season was really telling from the terrible tragedy onwards. Now, are we going to get more of a sense of the relationship between them? It's not a father-son, it's more like a mentor and a student. Sean, David, where do you guys see this going?
I think you've got to go away with any relationship to sort of come back, and it's been a sort of tumultuous and bumpy ride, their relationship has been, because he's not his actual father. He sort of inherited the position. I think that you're going to see in season 2 more of a contract being drawn between them, and you're going to see him start to train. And you're also going to see Alfred come out of the traps a bit more, which I'm personally delighted about. I won't be making so much cups of tea and things like that. So I'll be out and about a little more. So yeah, it's going to be a more adult relationship, I think, of mutual respect and understanding.
I think that in season 1, because Alfred isn't Bruce's father, they were constantly butting heads, and Bruce was kind of saying, "You can't tell me what to do. I'm going to do what I want to do," and they were just constantly not agreeing on things, and because of the revealing of whatever's down that staircase. I think that really it's a new chapter in their relationship. And they're going to go through a little bit of a rocky patch, but once they get through that, you're really going to start to see him become his mentor, and they're going to be on the same team. And like Sean likes to call it, Operation Good Guys.
Operation Good Guys.
Danny, for you, being that we all know where this eventually ends with a certain cape and a certain mask, how do you get the story to keep going, to keep telling us a new way of looking at Gotham, a new way of looking at Batman? What are the elements that were important to you?
Well, I think what I'm understanding about this as we do it is the villains have lived forever, and they've been some of the most known villains in in history, I think, and it's because they don't have those blocks in our head that teach us how to be. They live outside of that. They are anarchy, they are chaos. You know, they are free in that sense. And I love their freedom. I think we all do. When somebody really doesn't give a damn, they become incredibly interesting. And so this season is all about the origins of so many more villains, not just what's happened to all these people and what they've gone through and what they've become, but what Gotham can give birth to when people start to feel power within themselves and don't feel that urge to have some petty, timid morality. They can be free, and that's exciting.
We want to take some questions from you guys very soon, so if you have them, start lining up. There's microphones set up around the hall. You guys have questions? All right. To follow up on what Danny said, though, let's talk about one villain in particular, Robin. It seems that you have definitely risen.
Oh man, what happened?
Well, so
where are my tired people at? Yeah.
What do you think? Where is he now from where he was when we started? When he was just like Fish's waiter, essentially.
I mean, yeah, he achieved his goal. He's the king of Gotham. We'll see. I mean,
for the time being.
This guy. Well, and that's a good point. I mean, he spent the whole, first season, plotting all of this, laying the groundwork, having finally achieved it. He's intelligent. He knows that once you reach the top, there's someone right there ready to take you down. So, he's prepared to, fight to stay up there. We'll see what happens. It's never a smooth ride with Oswald, but yeah, he's living large now. So yeah, it's good. Yeah, you guys, yes.
Cory, could you be the person to take him down?
I don't know. I think we should ask them.
All right, well, do you have some questions from you guys? I can't see anyone. Oh my God, they have lights. That's amazing. Hello.
Hey.
Please say who your question's for if you can. Hi.
I'm Jaden. Huge fan of the show, actually. First, this isn't really a question, well, it's a question after. First, I want to say I've had a crush on Camren for the longest time.
Thank you for your support of the show.
Oh, you made Catgirl blush.
But my question is, this is for anybody who wants to answer. Who is your favorite cast member to work with and why?
Next question. Well, mine's David, without a doubt.
Mine's not Sean. I'm kidding.
I think it's, what's interesting about this show is that every time you get to work, when Sean and I got to do something special last year, obviously, because working with Ben is a dream, but it's exciting for us sometimes because we were locked in different worlds where we didn't interact, that every time we got to interact with each other, it was kind of like on any given day, we are all each other's favorite person to work with. It's a really tight group of people.
Wow. You don't hear that from a lot of casts. All right, so we have, that's a very bright t-shirt you have. You could be seen without the spotlight.
Thank you very much. I'm a huge fan of the show. I just wanted to start off by saying, my question.
Do we have security?
Big fan of your work. Hey, how high is your pain tolerance?
Whoa!
I'm gonna find you!
We gotta get a picture of that.
Woo! Yeah! I'm gonna find you, Jerome, and I'm gonna take you down.
It's still going.
See ya.
I think that they're telling us we gotta get off the stage. It thinks we have a new friend in town. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the cast and creative of Gotham.